Welcome back to the AgostoAllElite Podcast. Let's get to it. We got some big ass news we need to go out. So let's start with Raw review. Raw review. Okay, Raw. We got Penta Javon Evans, Ryan Lee defeated the Americanos 6-man tag, while Ripley Sky defeated B-Fab Mitchin. Other things include Bayley defeated Lash Legend, Austin Theory defeated LA Knight. Following the interference from Logan Paul, I show speed. Let's go to the highlights. We got the 6-man tag, Javon Evans and Ryan Lee secured a win with hitting OG Cutter for the pin. We got the women's tag. Rio defeated B-Fab Mitchin. We got some single action with Bayley defeated Last Legend with a crossbody pinfall victory. We have LA Knight versus Theory. Theory defeated Knight at Ratchet alongside Paul and Paul. We got backstage promos. CM Punk addressed Pat McAfee and Rey Mysterio announcing his entry to the Intercontinental title ladder match. Recent injury update. Bronson Reed suffered shoulder injury during 26th episode. Title scene. Penta has been holding Pace title defensively as a role of work rate champion. So we also had. That was Raw. Let's go to Smackdown. So this okay, we're in April, so Smackdown. Now let's go straight to Smackdown. Smackdown results. Let's go straight to Smackdown results. Yeah, that's right, whatever. Let's do that. Let's go to the Smackdown results. Right then, AEW. Smackdown has been mightily reheat the Ice Cold WrestleMania this Friday this week, and in the Center, just hey, with only one more week to go. Shows feel a lot far away and close. It's embarrassing. Let's get out of the way. Yada yada. There's no way to piss this because they're a few wrestlers. They are coming expensive. Pat McAfee, Showhorn made Cody Rhodes WrestleMania 42 feud the worst of all time. Instead of riding the ship, WA style dragging the main event tossed to the mud by bringing Jelly Roll back as soon as tonight's show started. Who possibly cares? Who cares about anything related to this angle at this point? Any bit of Orton Rhodes feud payoff had been abandoned for cheap garbage and lazy installs. McAfee, the biggest wannabe cool kid, forced us hero frame once again. Go on them, didn't relent. It was all there. None of it worked. Took shots at Punk. Felt like a cleanup for Monday. Crappy. Yeah, organic was pivoting text element. Probably might have been the most unintentionally revealed moment of the entire segment. Because that sales pitch disguised a storyline. McAfee trying to win the 25% for WrestleMania 42 Night 1, which is apparently needed for his best segment, Buddy Orton. You're sure you're getting over to Legend. God. Cody did his best to salvage it, firing back some of the jazz, frame fans backbone product right dropping it. But the segment sucked. Nothing got nowhere. So we saw, Jelly Roll Orton didn't make sense. Didn't elevate Orton, helped Rhodes. It didn't make McAfee feel anything other than an unnecessary joke. At this point, the Undertaker would essentially turn on McAfee. Not however, at this point, trusting making me a little take care. And here's the debut tonight. We have Lost of Tights Chaos debut as it was supposed to do. Royce Keys' long way to arrival came in a strong vision and laid out his background, followed by straightforward, no-nonsense ring debut. A dominant win over Berto. Power, presence, simplicity checked every box, showing at least in WWE because he was built as a serious monster. AEW and vice versa. So, then afterwards, showed a backstory. Afterward, immediately throws into unnecessarily, not that bad, just very WWE. Sequoia FTM separately lost any appeal, so the high ongoing yes by its 6th feud. Breaking into knee assistant. Trick Williams continued proving he doesn't need anyone help on the mic. You get it anyway. Partying with Yaliachi doing favors. It's crappy. Didn't help anything. So yeah. And Zayn just came a heel, not by choice. They are Williams defeated Cardona, relatively nothing match. The gem of the night was basically Don Hansen did a program, very evil vampire team. Memorable. He defeated Kills it by double curse, such as Allen's and Wilson for finish. Yeah. No one gives a fuck. It's a slapstick comedy crap relief. No one gives a the nerd. Basically, you also lost their main event match, Kate Cargill. No surprise, so it was a complete position. Sky been compared to last year. Sky lost clean to Cargill. Champs that had been beaten. No one near Sky's Cowboys. Booking one still tonight. Sky's Thing Woman Battle Death for Men's Challenger. Now she even booked for WrestleMania 42. The progression between has been logical alignment. Basically, Smackdown felt like WrestleMania season as opposite effect. I give this show 0.5 out of 10. It's crappy. It's a crappy episode of SmackDown. Do better. Anyway, do fucking better. Anyway. Like the Orton segment shit, McAfee sucked. Let's go to AEW Dynamite review. Let's go there, because I get that taste out of my fucking mouth. Let's get that taste out of my mouth. Alright, let's see. Okay, let me look at my notes. Hey, let's go. Let's do the review. We're going to do the Dynamite review because I want to get that taste out of Tony. I want to get the taste out of that SmackDown review. Taste out of SmackDown. So the show, we got Mega dressing Mangia, Jericho explaining plans, Nightingale versus Queen Amita, Don Callisman, Darby Ann, Ben Vino, Jack Perry. Okay, the wild opening between Sheffer and stuff. We got the wild opening, all fought in the parking lot. This is what WWE might do open shows, AEW, but the way it was executed was great. It was energetic, pushed a few bit forward, brought us some fresh faces. Tony Khan announced on the show that Fletcher had to vacate the TNT championship due to injury. Unfortunately, Kyle Fletcher suffered an injury. He has to vacate a title. It's unfortunate. Don Callis found Darby Allin. There's a Darby Allin, Jack Perry. The opening match. It was a crazy opening match. The match didn't reach point of chaos. Hard to know who was legal. So the Godcast probably got the win when Ito's going to win on Perry to score the win. So, anyway. Alright. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, basically. It was a great matchup. We got Will Nightingale versus Queen Amita. The TBS title was on the line. A good title defense. I felt the match was getting designed to get Amita another title look good in her return from male. Nice that they give her a spotlight by making the champ look weak at her expense. You got women know each other well, make each other look good, selling. Whenever Mia got aggressive, now got the win with a babe with a powerbomb. Taking the time on great showing. They shook hands and was showing some sportsmanship. Nightingale defeated Amita. Alright, notes. The Bucks show up at the end of the previous match to the Cows fan packing. The pettiness of Kazuchika Khan will never stop being funny. As funny. Ishida was shown watching from the crowd. You got Jericho's return again. After a quick return, Jericho greeted warm by crowd of Canada. He wants to his contract to say promise he has first match kills him in. He loves pro wrestling, worked in getting shape so he can try and make the business best he can. He wants to help AEW help pro wrestling. I was able to sign a new contract. Then the man show up stage. Ricochet simultaneously commented and insulted Jericho on both his seek over a career. Jericho told it, just made the list, brought the crowd. We're getting Ricochet versus Jericho Dynasty. It was a good segment, accomplished exactly what did. Jericho looked great as I had to be. We got a video package right there. Great Jericho acknowledgement. He has some bad measures, self-aware, has surprised any wrestler. Jericho hold a clipboard, mounted, leading some ass onto the list. Ciampa versus Mascaradora. It was a great lucha versus Brown Style match. It was a casino and gauntlet match. Now it's Divine trying to spot. Ciampa got the win. When Ciampa hit the signature running knee for the pin. Like, if it was 5-10, it would have been a show stealer. Ciampa's music is taken on, become popular. Doro's handspring is so smooth. We go to Cage and Copeland and Cage talk about the upcoming match FTR Dynasty. We got all the show up attack. Cage Colt, Stoke Heifer was there too, did him 2 minute damage. Sports segment felt somewhat pointless. There was much build. AEW could build this match. It was fine. It was also filler. Young Empire versus Death Rider. The match around the rails. Somewhat mayhem. Alright, so Ospreay scored with a type pitting Mossman and my head just on Sunday. Pretty trying to keep him up, but Cleo saved them. Empire defeated the Raiders. Defeated their prize. Just say I need. You can read it now. waste a war. You cause a war in the world with the strength. I learned. He did. You have to let it go. You're angry, but that's the way. And now brushed him off. My final thoughts. The show went to overtime, ended with Kenny Omega giving an interview about the upcoming world title match against MJF. It was done. MJF came out to issue his response. MJF tried to hit Chief Shot, but Omega got the word and took his diamond ring off finger to show and signature cap raised pose. This week, the Go Home Dynamite had a dinosaur show. Show Southern fans, my thing with a light on action, having promos. Assessment. In some way, it felt like how WWE produced episode of television. Then AEW was not a bad thing because everything's hot. AEW vibed through it. Every match was highlights. Every promo served the therapist. Was necessary was the FTR vs. Cage's coach segment. But who you gonna do? So yeah, that was Dynamite. That was AEW Dynamite. So now we're gonna go to one big important news. This is important. One big news on the show. Okay. So there's a TNA situation when alright, let me get my notes. Let me look at the notes. Let me look at TNA. What was that? I keep forgetting my notes. Oh yeah, TNA started pulling talent from independent wrestling indies because there were opponents like TNA are pulling stars from indies because like they were facing AEW stars and they didn't want them to lose to AEW stars and stuff. It wasn't that good. Like it was a horrifying situation. Like it was something like that. Like yeah, it was something like that. What TNA did recently was not that great. The owner of TNA was a cuck. He was a cuck for it. He is simply a cuck for it. So yeah, that's one thing. And another thing out of this is, it's honestly pretty sad about the situation with TNA. For like 20 years, they were forced of nature, like they could kill, but I mean, bullets for the ship would rudder would blow up. But it's just a long. Now I feel now it's just another puppet for the WWE Fed. So at this point, you can finally say like TNA is dead. It's basically a puppet for the WWE at this point. So yeah, let's hear about Kenny Omega's thoughts on it. So it says here, this is Kenny Omega's words: if you're in a bubble for too long, you fail to realize what exists outside your bubble. Small your bubble is. In the case, we're talking about professional wrestling. I started thinking you run into problems like where somebody will think they're better than someone else. There's no reason we're together to see upside. The only look at the negatives and downsides, and they were in a place where professional wrestling could be more than what it is. I still think there was a situation all played nice with each other. I don't think that business as a whole will moving towards more of a positive direction. I see more of a positive trend. I do think at the end of the day, if everyone would just sit down and figure a way to make it happen, it's more than doable. We see this other sports, where the fourth media just unique thing of professional wrestling. That was Kenny Omega's thoughts. Let's go to Will Ospreay's. Like, he says that TNA pulling talent from matches to AEW talent is cowardly shit. That everything about what TNA viewed as a talent as a match being canceled. It happened to me one time. We were doing a show in K's. I was the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. I was taking out the T-Dog, who was the WWE UK Champion at the time. But then Japan was a little bit like, hey, you can do the match, but we're a bit waiting to know what's going to be happening in the match. We had to iron things out, sorted. Pete's always a cool guy. I cannot say wonderful things about Pete Dunne, but the fact that WWE and New Japan let the match happen, and TNA, all people like, who the fuck you think you guys are? I'm sorry, all that fucking talk they were giving about being number 2, like, you want to give permission to these guys to do that match and then pull them? I think that's cowardly shit. I'll be honest with you. I think since everything about what you view your talent as, you view less of your talent They don't want to grow, and they don't want to develop, and they don't want to give back to the fans. That's my kind of a standpoint on it. It's me being a hard TNA fan. These beginning years I watched 2004, 2005 era will always be my favorite era in wrestling, especially. So yeah, that was Ospreay's spot. Will Ospreay's thoughts on it. Let me look at more notes. Let me look at my more notes on it. We'll look at more notes. Just give me some second. I look at notes. Okay, let's look at more. Yep. Alright, this is some MJF, what he says about Carl Silva, the cuck. Let's talk about TNA and the fact they're pulling young talent off shows where they're barely paying any money whatsoever. Telling them, hey, you can't wrestle because you're hurt. There's a guy in our promotion that's wrestling the show. This is what it says. Does that help young talent grow? Does that help young talent become better inside the circle? More, does that help young talent put food on their plate so they can eat? What Carl Silva did is disgusting, and everybody supports him or accompanies his point. It's very hard for me to wrap my head around. Whoa, that is some edge towards Carl Silva. At this point, Carl Silva is basically, at this point, more of a cuck. He's like WWE telling him what to do. Yes, WWE TNA partnership is still great, but the process, you let WWE control your company, telling you what to do, that's being of a cuck. You're getting cucked. That's my honest opinion with Carl Silva. So, yeah, that's my honest opinion. So anyway, this is AgostoAllElite Podcast. I will see you all next Sunday. Peace.